Everybody's here with Dylan.
Welcome to Dylan's Horror Show, everybody.
What happened?
My name is not Dylan, but it's good to
not
see you.
on Scarpad's domain either, but you're with Dylan from Dylan's Horror Show. How you doing, everybody?
Oh, I love it.
What the hell are we doing tonight? I think we're doing a movie. What other movie can we do but April Fool? No, we're doing Cocaine Bear, I think, right?
I think this is Dylan's April Fool's
I think we
show.
should have done Cocaine Bear, but, well, what the hell?
That's your April Fool's joke, bro. No Cocaine Bear.
I guess Dylan had to go get a drink.
That was great. That was great.
No, I brought this in with me.
You're looking good, Dylan. You're looking good.
Yeah.
I see the bar is down right now, so I was a little worried, man. But, yeah, man. So it's just us three tonight. Robbie's out of town. So having fun. Where he's in Orlando or some shit.
You know, it's very interesting because I think you guys are playing an April Fool's joke on me, aren't you?
No, I can't see you. We can't see you, Dylan.
Dylan, you are black.
Oh.
Way more.
I think you are unplugged.
Nah, man. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
You got
can
your
hear
little unmute. Stop
yeah.
your camera. Stop your camera, man.
Your
No,
little
it's
logo's
not
up there
nothing.
now.
This is all April Fool's Day. I got lightning over my head. The ceilings that come down with rain any minute now.
I just picture Robbie in Orlando, like standing in some line, fucking laughing his ass off right now, looking at his phone.
Yeah, but he just paid $180 to get that signature. So who's laughing?
Yeah, I did see. He said he was first in line to go see who? Oh,
Well,
Frank.
what year did this fucking movie come out?
1986.
1986, April Fool's Day. Deborah Foreman is the only one I recognize from Valley Girl. I have
bro. The main guy is from Leprechaun, too.
Oh, what?
He's in the first Leprechaun movie. He's the one messing with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who'd you see? Amy Steele's who Biff.
Amy Steele,
Oh,
too.
yeah, I guess so.
There's a few.
And Clayton Rano, who's in a bunch of movies.
Am I still black?
There you are.
Not anymore. We can
I
see
didn't
your.
turn nothing off. It just must have shorted out.
That's funny.
It's April Fool's. Of course it did. Of course it did.
It's
So
very
now you got
reminiscent of my
You
experience.
got Big from Back to the Future? I mean, what are you talking about, Scarphead? How high are you?
Deborah Foreman from Valley Girl. Holy shit! This fucking this movie fucking punked you, man. I felt when the fucking end came up, I wanted to fucking punk this through the fucking screen. Although I actually did enjoy the movie.
You never saw it before?
I saw it, I think, a long time. I barely remembered it, so I kind of figured the ending out, and of course, I kind of figured who would die kind of first, and I was almost right.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good primer film, I think, because there's really only like one sex scene, but it's not very visual. So when I watched this on like cable TV back in the day, it was just like, I liked it a lot.
Right.
It's definitely once you watch it the one time, it's like you almost want to try to not watch it for a while to forget it. but I've gone back to it from time to time, and I always enjoy it. It's definitely not crazy gory or anything, but it's
No,
from
it's a kind of one of these typical whodunits, an old house, creaky
that's
old
the cool
house.
part, is that it's like a whodunit slasher.
And it wasn't really a terrible movie, it's just kind of average, but I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
The ending was a little frustrating, because I kind of saw that, would have to be very elaborate. They'd all have to be they all in on it, and I don't know, but it was still enjoyable, I thought.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I definitely I always enjoyed it a lot growing up. It's got a good cast in it. A couple of people that like end up not really doing much, I feel like, but a good amount of them are definitely, them. Back to the Future, Biff, Amy Steele,
Right.
Scarpet said the Deborah Foreman.
From Valley Girl,
Deborah's in
loves
this
all
too.
stuff.
There's two Deborahs in this. The blonde chick's name is Deborah too in real life. But yeah, I always enjoyed it, man. It was good on rewatch.
Did anybody know that they made a fucking remake of this?
I just saw that direct-to-video in 2008.
They said it sucked.
Did you see it,
really?
Dan?
No, I did see that there was something in 2008 though.
Yeah.
That's the remake. That's the sequel.
Remake.
I could see it. I could see it being a,
I don't know how it is. But...
I mean, I'm sure it's bad, but I can see someone doing a good version.
Yeah.
I could see the remake being really bad.
Do you remember what the ending was, Scarpat, or you said you just figured out halfway through, even though you'd seen the movie before?
Oh, about the ending, I kind of figured it was going to be that. It's a movie called April Fool's Day.
Right. Well, I got halfway through and I'm like, oh, duh, this is probably all a prank on her. But then I forgot about it by the end, and it still surprised me.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I could see. I guess it was super controversial at the time. People either love it or hate it. But I liked the ending. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was they had to. It was kind of. I thought it was kind of aiming to be more of a horror comedy, and they toned down the comedy part of it really.
And the horror.
And the horror. I mean, there was a few scenes. But of course, this is kind of during that time. 86. Yeah.
Yeah, things are getting pretty censored.
Yeah, that was right around.
Well, I mean, you think about it.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert for this movie, there are no kills in the movie.
No,
so it's not like they could have had people's heads getting chopped off because it wasn't really happening.
And then, of course, they did that double whammy because they tried to do that to you again for the end. Another fake April Fool's Day thing.
Which I felt that there was going to be something. I thought that they were going to do a real murder at the end, just to like, we'll give you one.
Yeah, I thought even that might happen. Right.
Yeah.
And the movie had that goofy music at the end, so you kind of figured you were going for that kind of comedy aspect of things.
Vern, you said what you liked about it, brother?
Well, for the most part, I did enjoy the movie. It wasn't, it's middle of the road for 80 slashers for me, but I liked the characters for the most part are above average for an 80s slasher. They weren't overly annoying. I bought into the relationships and the friendships, but I was I was going up and down throughout the whole movie. I was like, oh, I'm into it. And then the first kill is like 35 minutes in, and you see nothing, and there's not even much suspense. I'm like, oh shit. Right. I'm like, this is gonna kind of suck, but it kept my interest the entire time. It was predictable. I could tell there was something up with Muffy, but it did trick me by the end. And I liked the end. Like about 15 minutes left of the movie, I was like, you know what? I was thinking of the rating in my head. I'm like, this might be around a 2. I'm like, this got pretty weak. But then by the end of it, I was like, okay, you know what? I liked that movie. So
I definitely feel like it does get saved by the ending and all that. It's definitely not that gory, I feel like.
I could tell you right now, if this movie was made today, it would be a PG-13.
For sure.
And it's an R. So.
It's an R?
That's an R, yeah.
That's shocking.
Dude, who knows? They could have went a little harder with it.
And they got cut.
They might have got cut.
Possibly.
Absolutely. Is there anything on the Scream Factory disc?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think they were just going for just a basic, very lighthearted, pre-Scream type movie.
Right. And well, back then they would make rated R movies for kids. Not that this is made for kids, but in a way it's made to be watchable by kids. It's
Right
not
now,
child play.
now they think that if it's R, they have to get PG-13 for kids. But back then,
Right.
The R was a horror movie wanted an R because there was a
Right.
badge of honor there.
Right.
They didn't want to be PG-13 or PG. So
yeah,
they stuck in some shit right in the beginning. You notice in the first 15 minutes of the movie, the girl's talking about fucking orgasms and anal fucking up the ass and shit.
Right.
And that's what got it the R, I think.
Dude. Okay,
Yeah.
I watched this. I tried to watch it twice. The version I was watching it on. It kept going. When she would do her little list, she would say A and she would give the first one, and then it would blank and it would freeze on her until it got to E. Then I'm like, what the fuck were the choices? I'm like, I want to know. Like, I did it twice trying to watch it. I still don't know.
That's definitely the spot that got the R, I think, because the really, as you said, most of the kills were off screen. They weren't bloody, and all you saw were a few prop heads and stuff. The bloodiest thing was the boat accident in the beginning.
Right.
The guy got his face ripped off.
Did you guys take it? Because I was confused for a minute. I'm like, oh, okay, wait. I guess this is what it is. Most of the people weren't in on it, and it was almost like they were playing like a game of tag. Like they would sneak up on him and like, okay, now we're gonna tell you.
Yeah, they were.
We thought they were getting killed, and it was really them telling Buffy telling them the plan.
Right.
She said it wouldn't work otherwise.
Right, which makes some sense.
But I guess when she did can you hear me?
Yeah, it was weird for a second, but you're good.
And just as you say that.
Yeah, now you're gone.
Now you jinxed his ass.
Fucking A. It always gets my cuss words at the end. But I feel like I'm definitely on a delay though.
We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Now, Vern, if you got anything else to say, Scarpet, what did you think?
Well, it's just I first I didn't really care for it that much, but then I started really getting into it. It's just kind of like a TV movie plus. It's like they took a TV movie and it's a little tougher than a normal would be, except for the first 5 minutes where the girl's going over all these sex shit, and that got the R. Yeah, but I thought it was all right. I mean, it was like a whodunit, a mystery. The ending was, I kind of saw it coming, but they kind of sold me on it. It made sense that they'd have to, tell the people as it's going. The guy, as I said, the first kill looked the worst with the guy's eyeball hanging out. Yeah. And then later on, when he's in the closet with the guy and he's got the fake thing on, it's like, it doesn't look anything like the fucking thing that was on his face in the beginning.
He's peeling it off.
It was a cheap, hard plastic fucking thing. In the beginning, it looked real. That would have convinced me too. But that was kind of a cheat. Other than that, I liked it. I thought it was an okay time passer. It's not the strongest 80s. It's certainly not the weakest one either. Right. So.
Yeah. Dude, I was thinking
at one primer, so I feel like it's a good primer for like a younger person to see.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, I wish there was, because once I realized it was a whodunit, I was kind of excited. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I've been enjoying a lot of that, especially the old ones. And then there's not any real red herrings other than Muffy. But then I realized, they're just doing that because they really want you.
Could be like Buck or something.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But he's like, obviously, once you see his face, you're like, how could he be? I mean, I guess we've seen Pete like in the Burning, the Incredible Melty Man. You've seen a lot worse serial killers come back like looking all fucked up. So I don't know.
I wrote down. I'm like, this is like Blood Rage Part 2 because I was
does like a 180.
Right. That's another thing I wrote down. I'm like, did Muffy just change? I didn't think they were doing it on purpose. I'm like, did she just forget what kind of character she was playing? She's like completely different. Like 40 minutes into the movie, the next morning, she's dressed different. But it's actually kind of clever because it affected me the exact way that they're trying to get it. They're wanting me to be suspicious of her, and I went down the path.
Maybe I'm confused, but they said it once that the thing about having a twin sister, that was just part of the story, right? There was she was only one person.
Yeah.
Well, she has a twin brother.
Right, twin brother, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no twin sister. But then normally too, how it ends, not even like with the twist ending. I'm talking about when when they're like pouring champagne and just kind of dancing, laughing, normally 80s movies would end like that. And they'd freeze frame them like smiling and be like close to going to go to credits. But they do that. They added that scene at the end.
Extra scene.
With her opening the Jack in the Box, which they kind of tie into the beginning intro. You see her open the Jack in the Box with the monster when she's a little girl.
Right, yeah. The only thing that didn't make sense. The only thing I didn't understand.
Wish they would have killed her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and made it be there was really like that chick that had that story going.
But the whole thing was a punk.
Yeah, but it would have been nice if that was real.
In the scheme of that, the only thing that really didn't make any sense to me is what was the story with that baby crying on the recording. You got the idea that she had an abortion, but that wasn't real, or that was real?
Because it was all just part of the April Fool's.
But that's what I'm saying.
If that's the case, then wouldn't the girl know that came with her, the one that found the recorder, wouldn't she know it was April Fool's? Because she responded to it. She said, "How can you do this?" She really had an abortion or something.
That might have been real because she plays her prank at the end on her.
Yeah,
I know, but like it should be real because then if they kill her at the end, then you're like, oh shit, that was like the one real thing. Because that I feel like is left up. You might not know
because she's not supposed to be in on it either. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wish they would have had
more sense if they had her get killed at the end by that chick.
Right.
Then you know for sure.
Or get killed by Amy Steele. Because she put her through all that shit. She's the final girl. She's the biggest name. She's the one that she tormented the most. And then she kills her at the end.
The guy.
Right.
The guy the guy in the closet is almost more the final girl than the final girl.
Right. I would just rather see Amy Steele do it.
When the guy that likes Kit or Amy Steele is screaming for her at the end and just nonstop.
He was a final boy. That was a final boy we saw there.
It's definitely got, I could see Scream being like Wes Craven being somewhat inspired by this because it does have that whodunit vibe and there's comedic.
Well, it has a Scream vibe too, kind of.
It's not like a full-on dark-ass horror slasher. Like they were trying to go for something different with this because the guy who produced it was Frank Mancuso Jr. and he produced like all of the 13th, I believe.
Right.
At least, if not all of them, most of them. Yeah. I'm pretty damn sure. So he was putting out a lot of shit back in those days, man. So I think this was them being mainly known for Friday the 13th, and he's like, let me try to do something a little different. It doesn't have to be like a crazy but something to get people into the genre.
This movie was definitely a precursor and felt more like a 90s flick. Like you said, like the screams.
It's got a great cast.
Like
a great cast.
All those other ones they did in the 90s. It has that kind of vibe where it's horror, but it's on the edge of being like a comedy too a little bit.
Yeah, it does. The teens.
So this is definitely more of a 90s
like college kids. They're more like college kids.
Right. Yeah, they
but back then they didn't give a fuck. They could have said they were high school anyway.
They did say they were supposed to be in high school, going to college.
No, I think they'd all just graduated college.
Invited her college friends on the back. Read the back, bro.
But she was going to a different school. I don't know. Whatever.
Shit.
It was good.
I think the cast is great. I mean, there's a couple like nobodies really. I feel like, but you got Biff from Back to the Future. You got Amy Steele, you got the guy from Leprechaun, but see, most people might not care about that. But I still think overall, and then the guy with the crazy hair, I think he's good.
Are you talking about the guy that he looks like the karate guy from Freddy Part 4? You know what I mean? The brother. Yeah. It's like he's the same dude. He's wearing the same fucking costume.
Similar. I love when Biff, the guy, he'll always be Biff. I don't know what his name in the movie.
Right.
He gets hung upside down, and they with the snake, and they're like, "Yeah, that snake wasn't supposed to happen," and they're like, "Yeah, man." They're like, "What do you?" He's like, "I almost shit my pants." He's like, "What do you mean almost?" He's like, "We were there." He's like, "Don't worry, bro. Your underwear will be out of the dryer."
Yeah.
There's definitely some good stuff in it. But I think you know what was creepy though? It didn't scare me, but it was creepy as hell. And that painting with the cutout eyes, and then they put the cat's eyes in the first part, and then the second part it's the head. I thought those were two pretty good setup scenes. I think back then that would have been scary to a lot of people. Obviously now, but the guy did some good practical effects for a guy just, working out of a cabin.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, practically, I think the entire movie for the most part is in that house.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I mean, it's really a one set movie.
Beginning part is what on the ferry when they're getting
Right,
to
on
the
the
ferry,
ferry,
and then
on the
all
house,
at that
yeah.
house or outside in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The So you said what you liked about Scarpad?
Yeah, I thought it was a decent story. I mean, it kind of was a kind of TV level production, I thought, so it was nothing great in the cinematography, but it was a decent
Right.
story and good acting, middle of the road movie for me, really. I mean,
it's I talk about the score a little bit. It's got kind of some weird music, especially at the end.
Yeah, well, it's meant to be funny, like a comedic type, jokey type.
Yeah,
So.
I wasn't really crazy about that. It has like a good score. I think the score was pretty good. I really enjoyed that, but like the music they used for it.
What's kind of interesting, and they really it went nowhere in the movie. I thought really, I mean, I'm rocking the poster cover, but on the flip side of this, there you go, those dolls. When they find the dolls up in the attic, and you kind of think like she's like the dolls above them. That really went nowhere. It was a good thing. It was creepy, but they did nothing with it. Which is too bad.
Which
it was all just
weird that this is like the cover for that. Like it's so iconic.
It's the creepiest part of the movie for sure.
It is creepy, like because then you're like, is this chick in the fucking voodoo or some shit?
Well, what's going on with the dolls? Will they work in? But then they just nothing.
See, I forgive it for letting for these places or these ideas that don't go anywhere because it's all
real life, bro. That would be creepy. That's the thing. You gotta think if like your friend was doing this crazy elaborate prank on you. That would be creepy as fuck to see everything they went through. Everything they went through would be fucked up. So if you look at it through that lens, it's really it's a genius movie, and it would be super effective if that happened to you in real life. But because it's a movie, we're like, oh man, like it's kind of a cheap out. That's why I feel like if she got killed at the end, it would have been that would have.
But then it would have been a different movie. Then it would have been
and that ending, I'd have been like, damn, that was actually like that really turned it around.
Yeah, but they didn't really want it to be
crazy about.
They didn't want it to be a horror movie. They wanted it to be a goofy type of. They didn't. If they had killed her at the end, then it would have been a horror movie. But in the end, it wasn't. It was one joke thing, and it was a different type of movie.
Like I said, they were trying to do like an experimental like lighter slasher movie because you got to think that they were doing Friday the 13th. That was way warrior than this. You know what I mean? Like those are you got Tom Savini on the first one, so it's like and the fourth one, which I don't know. I think the fourth one would have been by now.
That's what I'm trying to look at right now.
Yeah, the movie was designed to be a prank, and that's what it wanted to be. It didn't want to be anything more than that.
This is the same year that
pretty quick.
Yeah, part 6 came out for Friday the 13th.
Part 6 came out
this year.
Holy,
this year. It was 86, right?
Part one came out. When did part 1 come out?
Well, 80? They come out every year starting in 1980.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
The only year they skip is 87.
They were putting that cash.
Yeah.
Okay. So every year, could you imagine like how we used to get like Saw every Halloween, and then for the 3 Halloweens we got the 3 Gordon Halloween movies. I but like that.
There's good and bad. There's good that made him a lot of money. There's bad that Jason ended up in fucking space because of it.
Speaking of April Fool,
fucking talk down on Jason X. That movie is fucking awesome.
The movie is awesome.
That movie is awesome.
Dude, I saw right before
space, man. Come on,
dude.
Right before I got on.
Fucking space movie ever, bro. It's the best space like horror movie ever. I like Hellraiser 4.
Was it in space?
That's in space too. That's a good one. Some of it goes back to like
Leprechaun in space. It's like
whenever that one's probably one of the worst ones. There's a good ass kill.
At what point in the sequels do they go to space? Some go early, some go later. That's why I still say Friday the 3rd, Fast and Furious. I know they almost went to space in the last one. I swear they're gonna be going to space. Number 11, totally.
Well, we're at a pause. Let's say what's up to the chat. We got Perry up in the house. What's up, brother?
Bye.
GT Comics Station. Got my little bro Evan. My brother.
Jelani hates this movie. Come on, you hate this movie, Jelani? I know he did. Didn't he hate it last time when they reviewed it? Jelani said he hates it.
Robbie said everyone, nobody liked it but
it.
him.
That's right.
I hate this movie so much.
Zero.
Dude, we'll have to go back and just like pull up Jelani's.
You gotta watch Burial Ground, Jelani.
You know, if you go watch the review they did last year.
Jelani, look up Burial Ground. Have Robbie lend you his copy I gave him. Watch Burial Ground.
Jelani, it's garbage.
No,
better than Alien.
5 stars, Jelani.
What up, Snake? Yeah, definitely not better than Alien. Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about like slasher movies or like horror movies that go to space. Like Alien's like an automatic space film.
Right.
That's probably like the greatest. Alien is probably the greatest like space horror movie of all time.
Be.
But I mean like movies like series that didn't start in space and end up in space. Yeah. Jason X is like one of my favorites.
That's what the first time I saw that I was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. And then it took me a minute to just accept, like, oh, this is a straight comedy. You know
what I'm saying, bro. The kills are good as fuck.
Oh yeah, some of the best.
Dude, I love it, bro. I love it, bro. You gotta just let it go, bro, and just have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Go. Are you talking about Burial Ground?
I thought
you were talking about Burial Ground, man.
No, I wasn't talking about fucking Burial Ground.
There's a 4K of that coming out soon. You know. I know. If Vinegar Syndrome comes out with a box, you're getting it. You will buy it.
If you send it,
I bet Verna buys it too.
If you send it to me, I'll take it.
Motherfucker's gonna be buying it.
I would love to have that on a Vinegar Syndrome slip. That would be enough. It would just be him sucking on the tit.
That's it.
That's
him and the tit.
Perfect slip.
Just because I wouldn't mind it in my collection doesn't mean it's not terrible. But I would still totally own it.
I wouldn't mind it in my collection.
Well, if Scarpad gets me the 4K, I'll send you my Blu-ray.
Oh no, I got. Look at that. No.
Scarpad's gonna just send you. He's willing to let he wants as many people to own that. So if you want it, he'll send it.
Upgrade. That's right. I got 15 cases of fucking Burial Ground on my back. Right over here.
Just giving them out.
I bought them all. You know what though? I am gonna, because he hates it so fucking much. I am gonna send Link a copy of Kingdom of the Spiders.
You do favorite character, because I'm guessing y'all are not gonna kind of agree on the music. Score is good, but the
one thing I'll add in about the music is, you guys think it's like there's a few different, but like the stings in Halloween, it sounded a lot like that. It sounded very Halloween, but then just a lot more intricate, where Carpenter's so stripped down.
I definitely I heard some ones that I was reminiscent of. Even like Friday the 13th, I feel like is a bit in there. I'm not sure. It said music by Charles Bernstein. I want to say that's might be a bigger name.
I know Elmer Bernstein. He used to do a lot of westerns and shit, cartoons.
Maybe like son or something.
Character though, dude, I'll go Amy Steele. It's just that's when I see her, it made me I'm like instantly excited to watch the movie. Same thing with Biff, just because you don't see him or anything else. But it's not even, she's pretty good in this. She doesn't shine like she does in Friday the 13th too, but she's by far my favorite Friday the 13th final girl, like out of all of them. She's one of the best 80s final girls for sure, of all the slasher chicks. But she doesn't do anything overly special in this one. I kind of wish her boyfriend would have got earlier, and we just would have had a good long sequence with Amy Steele at the end, like alone.
Dude, the guy
in the shower.
The guy who did the score did a lot of good shit, bro. He did fucking this is a TV movie, but look what happened to Rosemary's Baby. That's where one of his first movies. He did The Entity.
What happened?
He was uncredited for it, but it said he was the conductor and the orchestra, and that's a good one, bro. That was one we did that Two Gun recommended. Cujo, April Fool's Day, Nightmare Dream Warriors. That's a fucking good one. That's a great soundtrack, bro.
Right.
Nightmare, what is that, 4 or 5? Nightmare. So he does Nightmare 3 and 5. Dream Child, Serpent and the Rainbow. It says unused me. I mean, they didn't use his music for Serpent and the Rainbow. He did New Nightmare. but he's uncredited for it because it's the theme music, so they must have reused it. He did Rumpelstiltskin. That's like a Leprechaun ripoff. That's a funny dude. That's one to check out, bro. It's hard to find though. Final Destination, Freddy vs. Jason. Dude, he did a lot. Pretty good career, man. So yeah, that would make sense why his score, but it definitely it's reminiscent of a lot of stuff I've already I recognize, he was probably trying to play with some shit, and I think that's fantastic though. But Amy Steele, she is fantastic as well. I think I'd go, I'd probably go, if not Amy Steele, the boyfriend or love interest from Leprechaun, just for that ending scene, cracks me up so much, bro. And he's like a good guy for Amy Steele to tag along with. They have really good back and forth. I did enjoy that and believe them as a couple, if anything. And I think that that ending is just hilarious, but it is, I think that they pulled off being a couple good, and how they kind of were finding the clues together and, working as a team. I thought it was good. But honestly, I enjoy, if not all the cast, you know what I mean? I think they're all really good. Nobody's really out of place. There's just some that get less time than others,
Right.
But Scarpad, who did you like the most, bro?
I go with that Clayton Rohner guy, the guy with the camera in the beginning, and he's always in the shorts, little short guy, and he's the only guy in the movie to get it on with his girlfriend. He's got her.
The guy with the crazy hair.
Like this, and
he was really trying for that. Dude, he was holding on the bars.
Holding on to the fucking bars.
So funny.
And then the fucking girls in the living room they're listening, laughing. He's going, ah. So he's good. I like him. He's my favorite character.
That's probably the funniest part of the whole movie.
Yeah. He's in the bed fucking railing. He's holding on.
The one chick, I think her character name might be Nikki. She's like the slutty one. The one at the beginning that's talking about sexual shit into the camera. She's great. She probably gets the most screen time.
Mm-hmm.
She's on camera a lot. Gets a lot of the best lines.
Yeah, that's
so he's my favorite. He's my favorite character. He's always shooting everybody, and I like how he's with the girl. All his friends are all dead. He goes, "Hey, there's a bright side to this too. You don't have to be depressed." He's good.
Right.
He don't give a fuck.
The one that gets his dick cut off. Is that
right,
him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's the most.
I thought they were going to show a half a fucking dick laying there, but they didn't.
Right.
They skipped the dick
being cut off, bro. I was watching Hostel 1 and 2 yesterday. Dude, you remember that? Remember that in Tim Part 2?
At the end, yeah.
Those movies are bad.
Dog. I fucking love those movies. Those are really good movies.
I hate torture porn.
It's not even torture porn, bro.
It's torture porn.
Don't say that on my fucking stream, bro. We don't enable that shit.
Hey, look.
I would say
you watch Cannibal Holocaust. He owns Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, but that's fake bullshit. But there's a deeper meaning.
There's real animal killings in that shit.
That's bad. It is bad.
Right. He says that's fake.
It is bad. It is
bad. And you like Terrifier. I mean, that's.
I know. I like Terrifier, but I don't consider that torture porn, even though there is an.
Bro, he's torturing his victims and laughing.
Right.
Yes,
what do you define? True. I mean, I don't.
Doing it with
but
he's a clown. And
they look like clowns the way they're dressed.
And
they even say
with the faces, tongue in cheek. I know, but so over the top. Hostel is scary because really shit is probably happening like that.
It is. It made me never want to go backpacking in Eastern Europe ever.
I know. I don't know. I
don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't love the films from that era, but I don't even know what defines torture porn. What's the difference between Hostel and
it's
Terrifier?
It's the framing of it. It's the overtopness of Terrifier with what he's doing, versus the reality and just the one. I don't know. For me, they're just different.
The style.
But I bet you're fine with watching Deer Hunter and those motherfuckers. And that shit really happens too.
Oh yeah, Deer Hunter. As long as there's no animals being killed, you can call people you want. But yeah, I don't know. I have to rewatch Hostel sometime.
I don't love them, but I
just
on the rewatch. I watched them like 6 months ago, and I enjoyed both of them. I think more than I used to.
It's not, but it's not the gore either because I've watched gory as shit. You know,
right?
And there was a movie. I tell you, I don't know if Dylan see this. Bro. Did you see? There's a movie coming out that looks fucking awesome as shit. That one with the fucking Finnish guy. It's like John Wick, but he's killing Nazis back in the 1940s. Did you see that?
Yeah. I saw that when I went to.
That looks like a fucking great movie.
I don't know who that guy is playing, but it's like, and he's got like a little. He's got like a pup with him. He's got a dog with him too.
Right,
a cute dog, dude. That does look like a really.
That looks like a really good movie.
And he's fucking up German soldiers. Yeah, I forget the name of it, but it's the people who made John Wick. They got like this World War II thing.
Right. It looks good.
He's like a gold miner, and he finds a bunch of gold, and he has to go he has to travel far as fuck just to get to the bank, and he comes up on a bunch of German soldiers, and it turns out that he's like an ex-soldier and one of the most fucking badass motherfuckers, of course, you know what I mean? Right. That gave up the life and wanted to die after his family got murdered or something. But it looks
the show is just off the fucking wall.
Did you watch Martin yet, Dylan?
Yeah, I watched it.
I know you did, Scarphead.
I didn't. I started it and then I kind of fizzled out halfway through because then the fiance came home and then I finished it. So I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years, but I gotta watch. I have to sit down again and watch it fully.
I did too. It's got its issues.
I didn't dug it for the first 15 minutes of it, but then afterwards I really dug it. I thought it was a good.
It's very unique. It's like one of its kind.
It's like Giallo to me.
There's no vampire movie like.
I don't get what you're. Yeah, you said that, but I didn't get the Giallo part. There's no murder.
I don't.
Yeah, but it just.
I'm not sure.
You know, the fact that the whole movie maybe he is and he's not a vampire. They don't tell you. It's just, he could just be a deranged serial killer. It could all be the whole vampire thing is in his head.
Dude,
it was just good.
I've always struggled with like pinning down like George Romero's style. Like he's like a big name. He's like a master of horror, but I never look at his stuff and think like you could really like, oh, he's like really stylized. To me, like I think it's with the editing. It's really edited in an interesting, stylish way.
I think he was a really good editor because he had edited like a lot of. He had to do because they had film back then. So he said he used to just sit there and edit for hours and hours, like all day and night. Because I always felt the same. I didn't think he was like the most visually stunning camera guy, like with shots and everything. But I think his style and his
shot in Pittsburgh,
creativeness to come up with these groundbreaking, monsters. I mean, what he did.
He's more inventive and innovative and world building.
He did like a lot of old school TV commercials. Like they had like a Lost movie last year come out on Shudder called The Amusement Park. And that was like something he did. And you'll see like, it's a very weird, trippy movie, but.
Right. Well, it's cool for what I heard.
It's only like 45 minutes long.
Doing all those commercials, he did like I think of it like Jordan Peele doing all those sketches on his show with Key and Peele. He learned how to light this situation, how to create this tone, how to like do a shitload of variety.
Romero said this was his favorite movie of all the movies he did. I can kind of see why. I think this is probably his best movie of all the ones he's done.
Yeah, I'd say it's most like experimental.
Right. Yeah. I loved it. Like I thought it was so fucking fun.
Story other than the zombie stuff. I thought it was really good.
You loved it?
And I wish, you guys should really go back and watch the review I posted of the box set on my channel. Hey, all this stuff. Everybody should watch it. But I felt I really liked it. There's just like Dawn of the Dead. There's an Argento cut of this in Italy with the Goblin score.
What? They should have put that on our.
They should have put it on. It was on the Euro release in 2010, but they did not put it on.
You guys paying $50 for that thing?
I know it was one of the disappointments.
Hell yeah!
And they
because I was going to say, it kind of was a little bare bones, man.
I would love to find that because
the Dawn of the Dead one is so much more on it.
Because what did Argento said? You just said about editing. Argento went back and he re-edited the movie, and that's why even when he did Dawn of the Dead, it just tightened everything up.
You know what's funny to me? Okay, what do you think about that? Like, when I hear that, oh, he did his own edit. He didn't like start from fucking scratch with
No.
all sorts of different films. Wouldn't you imagine like he took Romero's cut and then fucked with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because it's pretty
Yeah.
much the same, but
Oh,
it
yeah,
adds
yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's
Well,
exactly
I
what he
think he
does.
did. Although I think for the Argento cut of Dawn of the Dead, I think he did film some stuff, extra stuff to pad in there, to put in a couple scenes.
He
I
filmed it
feel like if
himself.
anything,
I think
he
it was
said
filmed by Romero, and then he added it.
Romero said
Oh
that
no,
he
most of the
filmed,
stuff, yes, but I think there is one or two other scenes he needed to
Okay.
fill for
well,
gapping
Romero
scenes. Or
said in
whatever.
the special features that he filmed a lot
Yeah,
of extra stuff, and he had to cut it down somewhat
he
because
he
it was like
tightened it.
he said that
tightened
he
it
had like
down.
a two. It was he had a
Right.
really long script for it. He said.
Dude, the thing because I finally watched it. I bought it a while back, but I've just finally watched it. And the scene that everybody points out is the pie bit. And everybody's like,
Yeah.
that's not in the
Right.
Argento bit. And it's fucking in there. It's in the version that I
Mm.
just watched that says it's the Argento thing. It's got the intro by Dario Argento.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
it
don't
does
know.
have the pie thing, but the
Yeah.
music is different.
Maybe it's less of the pie thing.
Yeah.
The big musical bit that I noticed, I'm like, that's definitely different. You remember at the end of the movie when dude's gonna kill himself and then he
Yeah.
decides, no, I'm gonna. It does that crazy old
That was
school
like
here.
the A-Team music there.
Yeah, it's so funny. It doesn't do that, and it
No.
didn't do it. And I almost missed it because it's so fucking. It stands out as being so bad, and
It was like
so
70s
fucking
bad.
corny. Yeah,
Yeah, 70s bad.
but it doesn't do it there.
But if I can find the Argento cut of Martin, I will try to find that because I want to see it.
Bro. I definitely like to see that. That'd be very interesting to see.
I guess we
All
gotta
right.
rate it. Then,
Yeah, we might as well get this in show and tell. See if there's any horror news to end it. I forgot to start it like that. So yeah, what do you wanna rate it? Or you could say, I would say, what do you think the movie's trying to say? Robbie always says there's always something that the movie's
a
trying
bunch
to
of rich kids
I
get
feel like I
together
missed it. I don't know.
and want to prank each other.
I didn't think
What
about it.
happens
That's for
when
sure.
when a girl that's rich as fuck gets handed a nice ass cottage from her daddy, and he makes her learn it the hard way by having to pay off taxes and bills on it.
Happens
So
every day.
prank her friends so that she can come up with some very unique idea on how to rent the cottage
Yeah,
out
a bed and breakfast.
by giving them a bed and breakfast whodunit mystery.
It's
that they
such a
have.
ridiculous premise.
Yeah,
So she can keep the rent. So she can keep the bed and the cottage to herself throughout her life because her daddy, I guess, ain't giving it to her for free. But yeah, I would give this movie.
whatever.
I give it, man, but I probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. So I'd say maybe like what, a 3.369. But or 3.25 or whatever. But wherever it ends at 3.2569, around there.
It's a fair score. You said you grew up watching this, right?
What's up?
You said you grew up watching this, right?
What up? Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This was on cable all the time, bro. I grew up watching this with my mom because it was, like I said, it was one I could watch with my mom. And on cable, they would have cut that weird sex scene. You know what I mean? So it was like, that was the one nice thing, because sometimes, bro, like, I back then I had the VHS tapes. I'm sure you did the same, Berna, and I'm sure Scarpad did, unless he was probably rich enough to buy the movies for himself. But I would rent the movies, and you keep that all week. Then whatever was on cable, I would take blank tapes and like put double features on there, and I would try to, when the previews come, you got to hit record,
Right.
stop it,
Right.
and then when they come, you got to line it up to start it back up, so you didn't have recorded commercials. But yeah,
Until you fucking forget one time.
yeah, oh yeah, I don't know where you fall asleep or something.
Wait for
But
it to come on again.
That was the way I could watch a lot of horror movies because they were like they were edited in a way for kids to be able to watch. So that was always that was a big thing because I feel like if you grow up now and your parents are strict about seeing that stuff, it's harder to get into, say, even though they have a lot more accessible PG-13 stuff. But it's being able to watch it on TV was definitely clutch, bro. Bobby gives it 0. Slips, April Fools. I give it 6. Brother. Vern, what if you think the movie's trying to say something, you can add it. If not, just throw your rating.
No, dude. If I had to guess,
I think I hit it on the head.
I feel like there's something there. Yeah, something with some kind of privileged kids because they talk about it, and there's a bunch of privileged kids.
Yeah, even the boy, her brother.
You're probably spot on. I didn't fucking. This is one of the rare times A, I didn't watch it twice, and B, I just finished it. Like I just finished it right before
this wasn't your first time watching. I forgot to ask you.
This for whatever reason, my buddy was over like a while back, and we just like threw it on in the background. We just like had it on, but I didn't see the end of it.
Right.
Oh, so I was semi-familiar with it. Yeah, but I didn't know how it ended. I was ready to give it like a 2.25, just because I was disappointed in the lack of kills, and I didn't feel it went enough places. But by the end of it, I was sold enough to where I liked the movie. But it's not one I would watch often. So I'm going to give it, and it's still on the lower end of like, it's not one of my favorite slashers that we've done on here. So I'm going to give it a 2.25.
Yeah. It's got like a 6 on IMDb. So that's honestly like where I was at, Like
2.75 is what I meant to say. 2.75.
2.75.
Or 2.69 to make it spicy, I suppose. Take your pick.
Right. Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's definitely, I did you see that ending coming?
Like I said earlier, like halfway through the movie, I'm like, oh, this might be a prank. Right. But then I'm just a forgetful fuck, and maybe the movie did its job and misleading me with all the Buffy stuff that I forgot. By the time it came back around, I had forgotten. It did surprise me, so it worked.
Because you never know.
Were you stoned at that time?
Name them that shit. And the holiday things were a big thing. You never knew. They could have fully went for it. Like I said, I still think like I love the ending, but I just wish my one big gripe is that they would have really killed.
Totally.
But then it would have been a horror movie. I don't think
Buffy or the Muffy
wanted it to kind of be a horror movie. The other thing is, like, I really did enjoy the pranks. Like stuff like that goes over. Yeah. I say it all the time, dude. Pranks were bigger back in the day. There's not like a joke shop on the
way
corner.
More creative, man.
Yeah, that all like the theme of it worked, and that's one thing I would be curious to watch the 2008 version, and I bet it's more like elaborate, mean-spirited fucking pranks, maybe not mean-spirited, but they're not going to be as cute.
I didn't even know, man. I'll have to look into that one.
Yeah.
Two Gun gives it 2.69. His first time watch too. Good concept, not enough gore, and the ending ultimately disappointing.
I think there's a service that has it here, so you'll have to look around.
This is one of the reasons why I wish there was more of us on the panel tonight.
Yeah,
is that because it's such a controversial ending. I wanted to hear like some people that really hated it. Scarphead, you said earlier you didn't like the ending, or you did?
No, it was all right. I mean, I almost wanted to be more of a horror movie than a prank. But
I mean, he hated the movie.
Once you accept that it's completely not believable, this whatever they ever pull off something of this level, I just went along with it and said, okay, it was all right. I mean, it fit with the movie. I think they took it all the way, and then they made you think they weren't going to take it all the way, and they took it all the way. Otherwise, they would have done what Dylan wanted to do. They would have killed the girl at the end. They didn't want to go that way. They wanted to go all prank. I'm going to give it a 3. I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't a fantastic movie, but it wasn't the worst. It was well done. Yeah. It's like an hour and a half, and I own it. Shout Factory. I'll watch it again sometime.
Yeah,
so I'll give it a 3.
It's a good one to throw on in the background too. Honestly, I normally would say a 3, but I grew up on it, and it was the one that I used to watch with my mom all the time. So that's where I give it the little bump, because I got a little, sentiment with it, and I do enjoy it from time to time. And it was a fun one that I could watch with my mom when I was young.
Well, what did mom think when the guy was in the bed going?
Well, we might have watched the edited version, but I know like nowadays, dude, like
what edited version? What are you talking about? What edited version are you talking about?
Honestly, even the weird way that the sex scene was done, that kind of makes it more easy to sit and watch it with it. You know what I mean? In that situation.
Yeah.
If it was more intimate, that's when it gets fucking awkward.
Right. Even Two Gun says if they killed, that was a real kill at the end, that would have saved it for him. That's what I feel like. That would have just been like, oh, nice, bro.
I see both sides.
Double a double.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded it.
That would have been really good.
Scarphead, you got a good point because it does. It's just all the way. It's like, ah, fuck, they got you again at the end. It's still just a prank. So I do kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
it could have been one of these movies that really could have been a real bad film, but they did what they could with it. You know what I mean?
I agree with Evan. Not that it was
ending saved it for you, then, Ev.
The pacing was off. It's because there wasn't. You weren't. The fact that the first kill was so weak, and we waited 40 minutes for it. That really hurt it, I think.
Oh, really?
That's why the back half of this movie takes off up to about 25 minutes. You're going, come on.
Yeah, I couldn't even really keep up.
The back half
with
sells
either.
Yeah.
But they do things. They find kind of, I guess, creative ways to avoid doing the kills because they do the prank with the knife in the stomach. Then they get the propeller to the face. So you get the two.
The stuff's there. You just don't see the occurrence of it.
Too. The cover, old school cover, was always cool.
It's better than that rotten cover.
I'm not a fan of this slip.
I really don't. I'm not a fan of either of the covers. I don't get why her hair. It's just for me that doesn't fit.
I feel like
the girl's hair being the
has to me it always gave me like a Breakfast Club vibe in a way.
Yeah, big time.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to go for, though.
So I feel like that's why they're going with.
They want you to know right from the beginning that it's a prank, it's a joke, it's not to be taken seriously.
Or they want you to know right from the beginning. They want you to suspect Muffy.
Yeah, they're not trying to. Yeah. Honestly, it got called April Fool's Day because this is the people who brought us Friday the 13th, and they only named that because they were trying to come up with something like Halloween. Right. Just like, when Halloween was, took a lot of inspiration.
Plus, you needed a Halloween, a horror movie.
They're trying to market these horror, like holiday-themed movies. So that was them trying to get to this first before someone else did. Because, obviously they have more too. They got, what the hell was the one I was just gonna say? Fuck.
My Bloody Valentine.
There's My Bloody Valentine, but I had a different one.
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day. That's what I was gonna say too. Well, they should do a horror version of Groundhog.
Oh, they probably will eventually. It'd be like Cocaine Groundhog. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, though. But they're trying to come up with
there's Happy Birthday to Me, which the end of Happy Birthday to Me, no spoilers. That really reminds me of the end, like the reveal in this. You know what I mean? Just like I don't know. It's totally different.
I mean, you appreciate a movie like Cocaine Bear after you watch fucking Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I watched that the other night. Oh my fucking God. There is some really good practical kills in that movie, but the costumes they're wearing suck so fucking bad. It literally takes they took two big guys and stuck a fucking pig head and a bear head on one of them. That's what the fucking movie is.
I saw it just from seeing the images of that movie. I was like, yeah, I probably won't check that out.
It sucked. It sucked. But there were some decent kills in it if you want to watch it for that. But the fucking, when they come in and they just stand there, and they didn't even have like makeup. They had like a mask that was unexpressive that they couldn't even fucking move. They just stood there like this. And it was just terrible. They could have done that movie proud, but they fucked it up.
I'm shocked.
So you gave it a 3. Scarphead gave it a 3. I gave it a 3.25. Vern gave it a 2.69. And Evan gave it a 3.25. Two Gun gave it a 2.69. Bobby gave it a 3 flips. And I think that. And I know Jelani said he gave it a 0.
Wasn't that bad, Jelani?
I like how Jelani's barely in here. He just came in here. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get in there and talk some shit."
Yeah, movie.
It was better than fucking Surf Ninjas, my friend.
Shit, yeah. I think I would definitely say this movie is about a 3.69.
A little high, but
Nah. 2 points. Yeah, it evens out, bro. It evens out.
Smidgen.
Fucking dude. Pull up the math, bro. I was on it last week. Don't fuck with me. I'd be on point with it.
2 makes 5. Let's fucking
that'll wrap up the April Fool's movie review from 1986. We'll get into some show and tell, and I'll see real quick if we have anything for horror news. I know we're getting closer. A couple more weeks for Evil Dead Rise. which
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
super hyped for.
Wait to see that.
If you haven't, go see Scream 6 while it's still in theaters. And another good one
Oh
is
my God.
John Wick 4,
Yeah,
baby.
go see John Wick 4, man.
John
That
Wick
is a
4
fucking
fucking
unbelievable movie.
awesome.
I mean, don't worry about giving out any more awards for best action movie. The movie's there's no way it can be
Seriously,
beaten.
bro. That's like one of the greatest of all time. It looks like Witchboard remake. Jamie Campbell Bauer joins the cast of Chuck Russell's update. Remake of Witchboard from Dream Warriors and Blob director Chuck Russell. Oh, sick. That should be fun. Mr. Entity, the Moffat family haunting, Blumhouse's latest horror franchise revealed. I thought it was the fucking Exorcist, you know what I mean? But David Gordon Green's Exorcist, but that'll be something. Mr. Entity. Then there's a bunch about that new Megalodon horror movie that's going to be rated R called The Black Demon.
There's gonna be a comic book on that too, by the way. So
Really?
a prequel comic book. Yeah.
Really? That I haven't seen the trailer, but I definitely want to check it out. I love me some shark movies, so it'd be sweet if it's actually awesome. The Mole People, Universal remaking the classic 1956 monster movie. That'll be very interesting.
The original
wasn't not really talked about a lot, but
the original one's not very good.
I always like the monsters.
The monster's good in it, but the movie itself kind of sucks.
Yeah, so maybe they got a good idea. I don't know. I'd like it to be good because I always kind of thought that was a cool one. Cool
they could
idea.
do something good with it.
Executed. Not they were just trying to do a monster movie, you know. But I think let's see, was there anything else? I know that Dungeons and Dragons is out in theaters now.
I might try to see that. Looks interesting.
There was a movie that I haven't watched it, but Drum Dums, he was like, I can't believe nobody is talking about this movie. It's so good. And I put it on my list, but I gotta watch it. It's called Open 24 Hours. It looks like it's on Freevee. It is. You can watch it for free. But I thought it was brand new.
Jack's Law 2.0, I will say I thought the last John Wick movie 3 wasn't that great either, but I really like this one.
John's Law. I love it. Yeah, John.
Dude. John Wick 4 was fucking really
I thought the third one was the weakest of all the movies.
I never finished it. I started it 3 times. I never finished it.
Yeah, it was but this one.
Yeah, 4 might be much better than 1, bro. It is fucking so beautiful.
That one scene, without spoiling anything, but that one scene on the cars and the highway and stuff, unbelievable. That's the scene of the year. There's so many of those in that movie.
I told you, bro.
It's ridiculous. The guy should have been fucking dead 18,000 million times. But if you get over that part of it, it's good.
Yeah. Well, it is just a movie. So for next week, right, the day before Easter Sunday, next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a double feature for Critters 1 and 2. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Vern's writing it down.
I'm seeing where they're streaming.
No, I gotta can I get that?
This Monday, Scarpad. On Scarpad.
Will I have to pay Prime Video for that?
Bro,
or what?
I'm trying to rate you up, bro. You
hype me up. What's happening?
I forget now. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so this Monday, Scarpad will be doing Avatar 2, The Way of the Water on his channel, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know what Robbie's doing. He might be taking a break because he might be out of town. So I'm not too sure. But
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, he might be taking a break. Maybe because he'll be tired from traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
But if not, if he is going live, he'll be there. Pop Culture Philophers, 9 p.m. Eastern, right after Scarpad's show. And this upcoming Friday, me and Scarpad should be bringing back and continuing season 1 to finish it off. The Twilight Zone review series. I think we got episodes 25 to 28 or something. 29.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 26 to 29.
Get those done. Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to put that in. It's like 3 hours long. I watched half of it. I gotta watch the rest.
Let's go.
Yeah, so this upcoming Monday, Avatar 2 on Scarpad's channel. This upcoming Friday, the Twilight Zone, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and this upcoming or next Saturday we'll be doing Critters 1 and 2 double feature, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Should be a lot of fun. Vern, you got anything popping, my brother?
Yeah, this Thursday, which I forgot until just now I realized. This Thursday is when me and Robbie are getting together to do a top 5 horror directors.
Yeah, bro, I'll get back to you too about mine because I got I was just had a bunch of shit going on. I just want to make sure you're still doing it.
No, for sure, yeah. It'll be, dude, I'm telling you, like I said on his show, I'm like, dude, these will be simple. I won't have to fucking do any extra homework. We'll just slap a list together. But I've watched like 9 movies not in preparation, but just like I can't decide. Maybe I should watch this. See if I want to tweak the list a little bit. But it's been fun putting it together. But it'll be fun. That'll be a good show.
What's the top 5 gonna be?
Best horror directors of all time. Which when he picked it, I'm like, fuck, that's like a hard one. Like,
Well, me and him, really in the beginning of the horror show, we would like spotlight horror directors. So we would do like their whole catalog, if not most of it. We might leave out a couple like stinkers or something, but yeah, those are always fun. But they're a lot of work too, depending on the director.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, I realized, dude, there's so many. It's like, oh yeah, no, I love John Carpenter. It's like, oh yeah, but if I look at it, I've only seen like 30% of the movies that he made. Right. He made so many. Or Wes Craven's, same deal.
Right. Hell yeah. I know I still gotta watch like his Deadly Robot movie that they put out on Scream Factory like a year ago. So for show and tell, Vern, you got anything, my brother?
No, I got nothing.
Nothing. Scarphead, you got something, brother?
I always have something. Real quick, I go through some of this because it was a big week that came in. So I do a review on my channel of this. This is the new Evocade EXP system. It's a retro gaming system, plays retro games, has some built in. These were stolen off the ship in China, so it took about an extra 4 months to get them. There's a review on that on my show. I got in today. Donatello is the Invisible Man, which I think is one of the almost final ones coming out in the series. There he is.
Nice.
And his garb with the extras, and then you get the box here. Real nice stuff. I also got in today the new Tiny Toon set from Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
It's awesome.
And those are kind of nice. And it looks like they're going to put out one more because in the back, I see him with his dumpster.
Damn, I didn't know that they did those.
Just came out today. Just came out brand new.
Damn.
And then I saw this. And this is a 35th anniversary. I thought it was kind of cool. RoboCop with his Ford Taurus Interceptor car.
That's awesome.
There it is. That's kind of cool. And then I also got in yesterday volume 2 of the very best of Goblin on vinyl.
Oh,
you can kind of focus. Hello.
Is that their is it movie soundtrack stuff? Or
yeah, it's Grease Hits. No, I think it's their band performing some of these things, and it's got things on there like the Aquaman theme, Hands of Steel, Opera from Dario Argento, Halloween, Tubular Bells. But this is volume 2. They also have, I don't know why I'm blurry all of a sudden. There we go. So there they are.
That's cool.
On vinyl. I'm going to try to get more Italian stuff on vinyl. Then movies came in today. I think Dylan will be getting this in the mail soon. Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube and John Voight. And I think I got this for like $4, $3.99 on Blu-ray.
You overpaid.
I know. I like this movie. I like it.
That's a good movie.
Oh, it's one of the worst.
She hates that.
That Anaconda is a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic, man. Classic J-Lo.
It's a fun.
I might even say it's better. It might even be better than the one she did with Clooney, I think. It's got a big snake in it. The V miniseries is part 1. Came out in the 80s. Was kind of an allegory on the Nazis and the concentration camps.
Part 1 and part 2?
Part 1 and part 2. And I got the series up on a certain area right now. I just got. So here it is. The series wasn't that good. There's part 1.
I thought
and then the final battle. But both of these miniseries movies, 70s TV at its best. Guy swallows a rat. Really good. I got this. This looked interesting. All the colors of Giallo. Basically, what this is a documentary on Giallo, and it's also over 500 Giallo trailers never seen for the first time. And you get a bunch of other stuff on here all about Giallo movies.
Nice.
So that's an interesting documentary. I picked this up. I have no idea. I think this is supposed to be one of his not good movies, but Dario Argento's Wax Mask. Wax Mask. Say that 15 times fast. There it is.
It's a pretty cool cover. I've never heard of that one.
I think it came out in the 90s, and it was one of his movies he made later on. But that's a cool cover.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see how the movie is.
Yep, he did have.
This came out this week from the 80s. Primal Rage, Vinegar Syndrome Loveliness. Look at that cover. Fucking look at that. Oh, and the back. Oh, look at that.
Is the movie any good?
Fucking who knows? But the fucking thing. Now the trailer looks good. I've never seen this. Primal Rage is from the 80s, 4K. And it's got all sorts of shit on. This came out. This was done. The guy who did E.T. Carlo Rambaldi, he actually created the E.T. creature. His son directed this, and he helped with the practical effects in the 80s. Look at that. Look at it on the back. It looks pretty good.
That didn't sell me as much as you thought it would.
I know. It's got a fucking nice slip cover, though. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Here's a movie that I saw on fucking DVD because the movie had a great fucking slip cover, but I heard it was an okay movie. But you know it's good when I send it to fucking Dylan. He'll probably be showing it off in a second. And I picked up the Blu-ray without a slip.
Oh.
This movie, Vesper, is fucking... I thought it was incredible. Science fiction movie. It's a little... It's a little like Last of Us. Has a vibe of that, maybe. But the girl that's in it is fantastic. It's a great... It's got the guy in it, Richard Brakes in this. Plays her father, kind of. It's a great, interesting sci-fi movie, Vesper. So if you see that, get it. And I don't know why I got this, because I got this. I found a DVD from Second Sight of Reanimated, but the cover is fucking great. Look at that. It's the head.
You own it on Blu-ray?
On Blu-ray and 4K. But like
there's a 4K for Reanimator?
I think so.
I think I looked it up. I didn't think that.
Oh no! I got on Blu-ray. I got the whatever set that is on Blu-ray.
Probably the 4K scan or something.
Look at that! Look at that cover.
But that's a 4. That DVD has a 4K scan.
Yes, 2K. Yes, it does.
No, it says 4K when you sent it to me. I
picked this up because I got cheap Leprechaun, the 7-film collection.
Yeah, look who's going to space.
Leprechaun in space, baby. Just like we talk, you always go to space. So there's Leprechaun.
It was like $5 at one point. I didn't pull
this movie. I saw. I remember this movie from the 70s. It's a great movie. I haven't seen this in a long time. From the 90s, a Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum. This is an awesome movie. It's a 90s like film noir movie, and he plays the main crime boss, Lawrence Fishburne. Great movie, Deep Cover.
Cool cover.
And I got that for the Criterion sale. Of course, I got myself a little Doctor Who. William Hartnell, who's the first Doctor. This is his second year. So they'll all look goofy and be in black and white. But there's Doctor Who.
Jesus Christ, how long has Doctor Who been around?
1963 when I was born. It's 60 years old this year. And Martin, the great Second Sight set, did a review of this on my channel. And it's a great movie. I enjoyed this quite a bit.
What's got on the back?
What's that? Oh,
what's got on the back?
What's on the back?
Yeah.
Just the glass cover thing.
I was just saying, like the picture.
And I almost forgot. I got these, and one of these is my Holy Grail. Almost. I'll do the Holy Grail first.
Oh boy!
I wanted this for a long time, but
you're blurry, man. You can't be blurry for the Holy Grail. There we go.
On Blu-ray, the complete set. For a much discounted price, because they want like almost $300 for this for the American version. I think this might be a Canadian. What it does play, it plays in regular our players, and it looks fantastic. Because I watched some of these this morning. So there's the X-Files set, and finally the other thing I got. It's heavy. The Smallville complete set. Complete series. And I started watching these. These are good. I enjoyed this as a young 40-year-old man. And that's it. But the X-Files box set, man, I love it.
I know. That's awesome. Dope that you could play it in all in your Region 8 player.
And look at Verno's got.
Oh, he does have show and tell.
Showing off. This is there we go. Now she's set. This is Madison's Halloween
Definitely need those.
Easter outfit. Going to get pictures done tomorrow. Doing a little try on here. She look cute enough.
Every time I see her, she's in a different outfit.
She does.
There you go. That's it. That's what we got this week.
There you go. So yeah, Scarp had sent me a couple things. He finally got me a freaking Star Trek phaser.
Everybody's got to have one for the show.
Gotta have one for the Monday show. So that'll be fun. Don't. Hey, dude, they might copyright me for that.
Don't use that outside; you'll get shot.
But he also sent me a few Blu-ray or a few discs. Since he just showed off Smallville, he sent me his DVD set. Smallville season 1, season 2, season 3.
My disc rolled downhill.
I do love me some Smallville. Season 4, 5, 6, season 7, and I love this steel book, but this one is the only one that was a Blu-ray. Season 8, but it's got a really nice steel book.
Nice.
So
that steel book's so tight you can't get the disc out.
oh man, that's not too bad.
It's like a fucking vice.
It's funny because this is how they used to make steel books back in the day.
Right, that's the different kind of steel
book,
yeah.
man.
Dude, I love that cover too.
Now it's the cheapest ass steel you've ever seen in your life. I think Dylan just threw the shit out of his room.
Got a couple more discs. The Godfather Coda, the third one. Doctor Who and Daleks.
Classic Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing. What is that? Studio Canal from Kino. Oh, that's going to look great. Studio Canal and Kino are fantastic. Another Peter Cushing as Doctor Who. Daleks Invasion Earth, 2150 AD.
Another good one.
That looks good from Kino. And then, like you said, you picked up on Blu-ray. I'll definitely have to watch this. I didn't know it was that good.
Good cover, too, man. I like that cover.
He even sent
now
it.
I know why people are still buying DVDs. The covers are good.
Yeah. American Werewolf on London. Arrow release.
Did you have that?
I think I got it on 4K, honestly.
Because I was gonna say, give it away if you have it.
Yeah, and this one I did not have, and I'm glad as hell to have it because this was a fun one. Freeway 2.
Oh, that's great.
Confessions of a Trick Baby. Very random one, but it's definitely pretty good with Natasha Lyonne.
Oh, it's good.
And I definitely needed this to finish my collection. I gotta maybe find a new case for it though. The DVD keeps popping out of the thing. But Terrifier, one of me and Scarpad's favorite sequels to come out this year was Terrifier 2. So, and he's got it. Go check his video. He's got that incredible box set unboxing for 1 and 2 with All Hallows Eve. That's
you could throw me in that list. This is one of my favorites as well.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. I'm glad to hear that. And then I got a couple of these from Amazon. This one Scarpad sent me like all the Batman animated, so I saw this for like $4. So I figured it's kind of part of the series. This has that animated style vibe. I feel like
it wasn't as good as
Phantasm spin-off movies, you know? Yeah, like
right.
Mask of Phantasm. So I wanted to get this to add to the collection, Mystery of the Batwoman. I love any of these. Any of these with Kevin Conroy are gonna be good, you know, especially in this era because they're basically like spin-off movies from
Yeah,
the
I like the they did a year one that was fantastic in animation.
Oh man, and all that is just so good. The year one, I think I know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
This one I gotta watch again because I was never insanely crazy about it, but I saw the Steelbook for like $8, so I picked it up. Nicolas Cage's Mandy.
Mhm.
Everyone's
I watched that. It was
about
okay.
this one that it's like an acid trip with Nicolas Cage.
It was all right.
I thought the same, man. I thought it was all right. So I'm debating if I'm gonna keep this one because I really wasn't that crazy
Is
about
that
it.
a
It's
steel
shot the way it's shot too, kind of like messes with my eyes, and I'm not that crazy about it. So I'll have to give it another watch. But I just saw the Steelbook was so cheap. Scream Factory overcharging on The Exorcist 3.
I wonder why.
Ridiculous. No slip cover, or I mean, no reverse cover. So yeah, pretty
Is
much.
that's the 4K?
Yep, this is
That's
4K.
one that just came out, huh?
Yeah, it's
I know
it's definitely going to be a
those
great. It's
4K
going to be a
covers
good
as
looking.
dull as they could
It's going
possibly
to be a
be,
good
don't they?
looking release for sure. But yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
much money.
Some
I'm
of
like
the
kind of over getting them.
some of these
But,
covers, man. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Rawhead Rex on
Yeah.
4K. One of Clive Barker's first like screenplays he did, and look, a reversible slipcover. See, they can do it with 4Ks, and they did a Blu-ray for this already. Just because they did a Blu-ray on something doesn't mean the 4K shouldn't get a reverse too. I
That's
don't.
new? That just came out?
Yeah, this just came out.
I might have to get that, dude. That's why I grew up.
Yeah,
That's like
Kino, bro.
the deep cut that I knew when I was a kid that we used to
Dude,
watch.
Of
I
course,
love
I could just send Verno my Blu-ray and I can get the new 4K. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want that slip, baby. That looks dope.
Yeah, that's a good slip. You got the slip. You
I
might
got
have the Steelbook.
I get the Steelbook for
Ooh.
the Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah, the Blu-ray, but it's gonna be a 4K scan, I guarantee.
Yeah.
This slip is really cool.
I have to look up this. Does the Steelbook have the same cover on? I'll have to look it up.
I think
No.
it has this.
It's
cover.
similar, but not the same.
It's similar at least. I don't think it. I mean, it's not gonna have this.
I wouldn't get the 4. I wouldn't get. if it didn't have it at all, I'd get the 4K. I wouldn't mess with it.
Yeah, the 4K is gonna look great. I think this is Mill Creek. Yeah. Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes, the fan. I always like this. It's not the most incredible movie, but it's fun seeing De Niro play like a crazy guy. And Wesley Snipes. I've always liked this movie.
It was good,
dude. And these movies are they're like $8, you know, with the cool VHS slip.
I feel like it used to be on TV all the time.
Yeah.
It did.
Last but definitely not least, James Wan and Lee Winnell's Dead Silence. And I was always a huge fan of this growing up, man. We might have to review this at some time. I just feel like Robbie and them might.
The other cover's better.
I always loved this movie as a kid. I still think it's a good movie if you throw it on in the pitch black dark. It's got a really cool vibe to it. It might not, be as scary anymore, but if you watch this like as a kid, when I did, it's gonna hit different for me than it might you guys like watching it first time.
What year is that? Do you remember?
This is
90 something.
2007.
Oh wow! I thought it was...
Yeah, it's after Saw.
After Saw, then interesting. Yeah. I've never seen it. I hear about that movie quite a bit though, or I see that image.
Hey, Dylan, did you get the posters?
Yeah, I got the posters. I was gonna say I got a poster for this too.
You should show the other poster because the poster's the limited artwork, and that looks great.
Slip because I don't want to open them yet until I'm ready. I suck at rolling them up.
Yeah, it's not over here at the moment. So.
Once you like unroll them,
yeah,
because it's like perfect. Because I want to open it so fucking bad, but I just don't want it to get like fucked up because I got it stored right now. But so you get here, I can find it on there. So this is one of the posters with this artwork, which that's gonna be
just reverse the cover
with a black frame. That's gonna look so fucking good, and the blue one too is gonna look.
I like the blue
one, man. I can't wait to. I'm so hyped to display those. That's why, because I could see Scream Factory sent like the poster. I show it to you, like if I show you the box, it came all dented in. So when I opened it, it had some like slits on on the edges. I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to like not fuck it up anymore before I take it apart.
By the way, I'm looking at on Amazon. It seems to be the same image for Rawhead Rex on the Steelbook.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, it's the same exact image. That's a tempting one.
Get the 4K.
I sit there and I do. You guys probably do the same thing. You'll see something like, "Oh man, I want to buy that." Then you start thinking about all the other shit that you wanted to buy.
Yeah,
it's like I almost need to like make a list and have like an order. It's like, all right, you're next. Because then
I know there's definitely impulse shit, man. Sometimes I get a lot of shit I shouldn't get.
No, you?
Yeah. I sit there, go, holy shit! Push that button.
That's like the new commissioned artwork, and that looks good, man.
I got that looks awesome,
dude.
That's like the whole movie has like this smoky, like blue, like ghost vibe. You know, it's like a cool ghost story. It's worth checking out. But like I said, Vern, if you watch it, throw it on in the pitch dark, bro.
Right, dude. So, you know what I was thinking, man? We don't do, and it's probably from what you said, because what up, Fable, by the way? I see you said hi down there.
Oh shit.
We don't do many like really scary movies. Not that it takes probably, I'm sure, like all of it takes a lot to scare us, but there are fucking movies that do scare me. But it's not the style of movie that we tend to do. We never do like
romantic comedy.
Sinister. I know you wanted to do that.
Oh, I do want to do Sinister at some point, definitely.
Like a lot of the ghost
I might
stories.
Be saving that though for like Horror Fest.
Right, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, because I do. That's one there's so many I want to do. It's just try to depending how I'm feeling. Like I try to, or maybe if there's like holidays coming.
Right.
I try to, it's hard, bro, because there's so many I want to do.
No, for sure.
But I know maybe we'll do another thing like we did for Scream 6. Maybe like when Evil Dead Rise comes out, we'll try to review that one too.
I'm gonna try and go see that for sure.
Yeah. It's got some good reviews right now, so
I've never seen the remake, dude. I keep waiting for it to be streaming somewhere. Everybody says that was pretty good, right? The Evil Dead remake.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Add it to which lineup? The Horror Fest lineup. I definitely would like to do Dead Silence. That's a fun one. Some Donnie Wahlberg action. But so yeah, I think that'll probably wrap up tonight. Yeah, Sinister is gonna be definitely Sinister guaranteed. Yeah, Fabe, we missed you tonight, brother. But that'll probably wrap up tonight. Like I said, this upcoming Monday, you're good, bro. You're good. This upcoming Monday, we got Scarpad doing Avatar 2, and Robbie might be doing something right after. I'm not sure. Verno's got something that's at Thursday
night. I think at 8:00 we're doing it Central Standard Time. We haven't even set it for sure, but it'll be fun. Oh. And if you are going to come, Two Gun, you're going to hang out. If you got a top 5, your favorite directors, think about them. It'll be fun. I'll share your list and all that too.
Oh yeah. Definitely go check them out and sub them up. So go live, you'll get the update, my brothers.
Blood Splatter Chatter.
And next Friday, Twilight Zone. Blood Splatter Chatter. Hell yeah. So then Twilight Zone Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday we'll be doing Critters 1 and 2 double feature next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So that should be a lot of fun. So I love me some Critters. Laptop's about to die.
They'll end the show quick, at least that way.
All right. So I hope all y'all have a great rest of your weekend, man. I appreciate everyone who came out. We love you, man. And we'll see you next time.